Well, here they are. These are 3 beaver pelts that we have been working on, and I think they're turning out pretty cool for our first time. It's day 3 of these drying. They've still got more to go. This was the largest beaver, and it's almost completely dry, you know, on the back side. I have to pull out the tacks today, so we use some tacks to patch up holes, you know, from skinning and like leg holes. So we're gonna pull those out. I wanted to make sure it was dry. The arm front holes, we put a little zip tie on and came along and cut those off previously. I also have just like been going back along the hides to see if there's any remaining pieces of like fat or meat that I couldn't get off. It looks like this up here because I did put a little bit of salt. The turbo tip that we used on the pressure washer worked fantastic for fleshing the hides. It was really hard to use though, you know, especially for me. I had to have Eric help me a lot with it, and it was super powerful. It actually like chewed up the OSB that we were working on and did put a little bit of shards in the hide, so I've been getting those off. So today we are just finishing them up, pulling the tacks out, and also doing some brushing. I've only brushed one of the hides. It's like the fluffiest, smoothest one. And we have to do these other 2. We do have plans to send 2 of them off to a tannery where they're gonna do chemical tanning stuff and make them really nice and soft and pliable. And then we're gonna take them to someone who does garments here in Alaska. The last pelt, we took down some little trees the other day, and we have plans to make some cool like decorative wall art. I'm using just a little bit of water to clean off any salt and just kind of like help fluff up that hide. This particular hide, I took out the leg holes too early, so they kind of opened up. They're not as tight as they should be. And this beaver has more fat remaining on it, so I don't know if I'm gonna come along and scrape that off. But these guys look so cool to me. I don't know why, they're really giving me like a potato chip vibe. And I think the little, whoa, what's going on here? They're so soft. This one's like really, really soft. And only 2 of these were actually done with the pressure washer. One I had fleshed at the time that, you know, they were hunted back in the spring.
Okay, now you can pull all those things off.
Oh, there's pretty dry out here in the seed room. Oh. Really nice ones. Like really sharp, the husky ones. Is that holding down here?
Yeah.
More.
More?
Hair more. I'm just wondering, do we want it a little tighter, or is that about good?
That looks good to me.
Looks nice. We got it way tighter. Well, we're gonna bring the frame inside to dry a little bit because we're concerned that it's going to pretty much just, you know, not hold that shape if we were to undo it. So I won't be able to finish this today, but I am excited about when it is done and I can finish it. We have so much room in the cabin for wall art, huh?
Okay.
I don't even know if it's gonna fit.
This can either go here by the wood stove, or it can go
In the house by the wood stove.
by the house and the wood stove, but we're not really running anything in the house, are we?
It is gonna be cold for 2 days, and then we get 2 days of warm, and then it gets cold again.
Okay, so we probably will fire the wood stove.
It does look like a fish.
It does.
I don't know if it's gonna fit. That's what I was saying today. I was like, what are my socks? My socks are, they're old, man. I don't need these socks.
You know what's an even shorter season than fall in Alaska? Fresh tomatoes off the vine season.
Some of these beautiful gold ones, I don't know what they are.
Man, babe, you killed it on the tomatoes this year. You're getting so many tomatoes.
Okay, that tomato right here, this one, it did very well. It has, can I tell you how many it has? One? It has 30 tomatoes that are big.
Holy cow.
Well, decent size. Can I tell you what it was? I remember seeing this one the other day. That's the one, it's that one I told you, it's called Carmelo.
Carmelo?
Yeah, it's Well, the weather turned on us, so we moved into the greenhouse. We're definitely hoping to get our siding done on the back of the shop in the next few days. We've been coming out here and just picking tomatoes as they ripen, and if they're still ripening, sometimes I'll like put them in a little pile if they've fallen off. We also are going to collect some ground cherries and some of the tomatillos too.
Alright, I gotta taste test one of these. These look good.
Those are all paste tomatoes. I'm not sure any of those are going to be super tasty, but this one has a lot right here.
Little Napoli.
Little Napoli, yeah. Look at how they form little clusters.
I know. Like a bunch of them.
A lot of these are almost ready, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, shoot.
This is about the potential that they get to.
That's not.
They don't get very big.
Yeah.
See, if they're turning yellow at all or have that paper, I pull them.
We've got just about everything we need for dinner. Caribou steaks, green beans, we've got onion inside, chicken stock. We're gonna grab some herbs, but we are missing some mushrooms, so let's go find some. That guy snapped right in half.
A lot of trees broke this year.
See it? That's a huge tree.
You still can't mill him. He's actually not that thick.
No, it's not that big at all. You're right.
There's nice wood, though. Hey, hon, is he even down, or did he just get sandwiched? What happened? Sad.
Wow, those are in their prime. Nice fresh specimen.
Wow.
I know. 4 little mini steaks. There we go.
What temperature was it the other day? 74?
It was like hotter than that. I was dying.
I know, that's why I was like, what?
It was so hot. It's out here, I think. I used it the other day.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted it on the... Yeah, the gravy turned out really good.
You want a little gravy on your green beans too?
Sure. Thank you. This black creme is a really cool kind. It's really popular here. Do me a favor. I'm kind of confused on what's going on underneath there. Is that the silk gasket or is that the...
Look how much measuring you gotta do if you actually want it to look nice. Alright.
Do you want it my way more or your way? It looks like it could go your way more if you wanted.
Oh, it can go my way a lot more. We are going to use that. We've got the other metal flashing put up on the other side, and that was easy just because it goes up, and we've got a lot of prep work into this side over here, which is going to be the difficult side because we have lots of different things. We have a metal box here that is hiding our electrical. So the big one is where the power runs from our inverter all the way over to the cabin. So we've got some really thick wire in there. The next one over here is where the solar panels come into the building. And in an ideal world, we would have done all this after we did the siding, but sometimes when you have a short building season, it's not always ideal, and we needed power and we needed our generator. So this is basically just gonna cover this up. We couldn't pull these wires out and disconnect them because the tubing or the conduit that's in there, it's all spray foamed into place, and this wire's too thick to pull back through it. That's going to be really difficult, meeting up a couple pieces of metal right there, having it look good. This is the outtake for the air for the generator. This is the intake. This is the exhaust for the generator. Over here should be pretty easy. This is the thimble for the Toyo boiler. Once we get the wood siding up here, we'll just cut another hole here, a 4.5-inch hole, and we'll put that back on, no problem. Also up on top of the seed room roof, we did this same sort of metal trim around the thimble for the chimney, and a vent we have up there, a louver that's for the fan inside the shop. All of these little trim pieces that we're putting on, not only do they just like look good and they'll hide your edges, they function for like a drip edge if water gets in there. The way I put them on, we started at the bottom, we worked our way up, water will come off the top and it'll drip down the building. It's not going to sit in there. Over here we have more metal trim, and this is where the panels or the pieces of siding that we made are going to kind of go in there, and that helps hide your edge. And then the seed room over here, the siding is going to come back behind this piece. We already have our bottom edge on here, so our metal roofing panels that we're using, they come down and they sit right here, and there's a slight lip that points downwards. That helps with rain and stuff that hits them. It goes down here and then it falls down onto the ground. We've already disconnected fuel lines for the Toyo boiler and the feed and the return line for the generator. Those are all inside the utility room. We're gonna punch one hole that those are all gonna come through. And our siding, or our metal siding, it comes in 3-foot by 3-foot pieces, or at least that's how we had it cut. So these first 1.5 will be easy. Let's put this first one up, and then we're gonna start having to do some measurements to work around all this trim. Ready? Oh, the next part's gonna be fun.
This is so far. Okay, it looks really good from here.
I think that's it. Yeah, we nailed that one, but that was the easy one.
What's it called? Galvanize?
Galvalume?
Like galvanized.
So you'll have a seam in the middle and a seam in the middle.
Which way is easier for you to cut this?
I think it's easier just to cut a piece, put it right here, notch it out,
I think
and
so
drop
too.
it in.
Snug as a bug in a rug. Is it straight on your other seam? Are you going to go over, or are you going to go under? Oh my gosh, I can't even see it.
You can barely even see it. It's nice.
Look at how nice that looks, man.
It looks so good with this, the trim. Okay, good job, Eric.
It's our fake decorative box.
It's not fake.
It's a cover. It's a cover box.
Yeah, but you can actually take that off and get to your stuff. Oh, my back, it just went.
The next big step of this project. You know what's funnier? This one has a bunch of chewed up marks from your pliers.
How does this thing go together? I'm so confused on what, I took this apart. Like, I don't even know what all these do. The big dipper. Why can't any of this project be easy? Look, I can't even get this in there.
Oh, no. Sorry, I didn't mean to do anything. Perfect. So it's taken a lot of work and a lot of prep just to get to this point, but it is really exciting to have these finally go up on the wall. We ended up with something like 70 plus boards. You know, we started with more than that, but then like through the process of getting them ready, some of them just don't make the cut. Eric's got to cut the first cut with the miter saw to get rid of that rough edge, and then we've got to make, you know, the other cut to make sure the measurement fits in there. And then because we have like the open grain, you know, no stain, we put a little bit of stain on it before we actually tack it up on the wall. We may have to just like sacrifice. That's exactly what I was thinking. Good job.
But then you got to go under it and then over it.
Do you have your nickels? you want me to sandwich up the other one too? When we actually go to tack it on.
So the bottom of that one, 2 7/8 is what I'd call it. So that's 2 7/8. What's this?
You also don't have to do the nickel gap.
And
So
that's
we just
2.
lay the wood.
So we need to shave one at 2 7/8 to the lip, so another one can go into it, you know what I mean? So we're kind of switching around right here. We started on the wall that's on the back of the shop, and now we're jumping over to the seed room. We're doing that because we want to make sure these walls line up. By that I mean, you know, the siding on the shop is gonna, the lines are gonna be the same as the siding that we're gonna put on the seed room. And then this is a small piece that's gonna go underneath the window. We're gonna notch it out around the window, and then this piece has to be absolutely perfect because it's gonna affect us the further up we go. So we gotta go up 2 inches, and then the other one was 2 1/8.
Ooh, your hand okay?
I'm good. Can you get your second?
It's that right there. She just bowed, but she wants to go. Unless she's sitting on the bottom.
She might go in here.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. When you get over here, hon, you just...
What happened to my stack? I had them all perfect.
I touched it. I'm sorry.
You mixed them all up?
I just looking at them.
All right, let's do it.
Where do we have?
We got right here, so
You're gonna have to put some.
That's
No!
What's wrong?
I put it in backwards. She's gonna. Okay, we never have to do that again. Yay.
Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, it goes right above it. Right there, man.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna call it quits for the night and head inside and have some halibut for dinner. It looks great though. Woo! It's wonderful!
Look at that. Jalapenos. Loads of parsley.
We're chipping away at the siding. We had a half day today out there, and I'm just popping in on our bees right now. I wanted to check in and make sure that they still have enough space. They've taken down quite a bit of sugar since we pulled their honey. I had a little bit of a freak out there. I thought I did find like an old queen cup, but I thought that there was royal jelly in it because of like the angle, which would mean that they were feeding a queen in there and maybe anticipating, you know, taking off or swarming. Super late in the season for that. I would never expect that to happen. So I just want to make sure that the queen has enough room to lay in there. She's jamming, laying lots of eggs for the fall. I'm gonna get them put back together and see if they need any more sugar syrup. Oh! Whoa! That's her. Eric did a really nice job on this wall, on the seed room. It looks super beautiful. Unlike my eye, I got stung by that bee last night on my upper eyelid specifically, and I took some Benadryl, but I did not want to take any today because I don't want to fall asleep on the job.
Got out here pretty early this morning for once, and we're getting started on the opposite side of the seed room. This section right here will go up pretty easily because there's no cutouts. It's just stacking boards. I wish the whole project would go like this, but it's not going to. We do need to make sure that these are the same as the other side, like so our measurement, and I just took our measurement from the seed room roof down to here, and we're within 1/16 of an inch, which is awesome. That's important because when these line up and get above the roof, they need to line up with the ones on the other side, like 30 feet away. These ones also need to line up with the ones that are gonna go on the seed room, and those need to line up when you go around the corner to the other side of the seed room. Lots of difficult stuff going on this morning, but this part right here should be pretty easy. About 100 inches is what these ones are on this side. Go ahead. Okay, good job.
See how the flashing sits more flush on that one is what it is?
Yeah, the flashing's definitely down a little lower on this one. When we were doing the front of the shop, it got pretty sketchy once we started getting up high because we were working on two ladders kind of away from each other, and we were like right against the wall. This side should be a lot better because we're just gonna be standing up on top of the seed room. But to do these little side sections, we've been using the scaffolding. We bought them 4 years ago, and they lived their life outside, like in the rain and in the winter and everything like that. So the deck this past season, these basically were unusable. The framing started to bend and the wood was just like falling apart completely. So I did some much needed repairs on them the other day. We did new painted OSB. I did some angle iron cross beams to strengthen them up, and we now have our scaffolding back, and we'll try to take a little better care of them. We're done with this for now. We're gonna move it out of the way. We're gonna start with our corner trim on the side of the seed room. This one's where it's going to go.
There we go. This part of the project is slow and steady. I'd love to say our walls are completely perfect, but perhaps they're not. So what Eric's doing in order for us to kind of get a good look and for everything to really be like the right level all across is he pulls from the same board for these little sections, you know, even though we could just use like other pieces that we have lying around that would ultimately get us not the right level because our boards aren't perfect. So there's a little bit of a give and take, right? So we found that that's like the best solution and gets us the look that we like. He's measuring and cutting all of them, and then I'm just like piecing them in there one at a time. I have a turnip at home, but that one has quite a bit of worms. I think I actually need to, I'm gonna cut into it, but. Where are you? You wanna see the really big carrot? There's a potato! Oh, that's a big one.
ham of beaver.
So what is 2 1/16?
That's 2 and an 8. So it's just in between 2.
Between those as well. Do you want to get yours where you want it, or does it matter?
Very nice.
There's just one notch.
Okay, you know that has a measurement. We can write these measurements down, but as long as you remember.
I remember them, hun.
Okay.
Things are going pretty decent out here so far this morning. We realized yesterday that we are short a few boards, and that's okay. We actually have like 10 set aside. They just were a little too wet to plane, so unfortunately we do have to do like the whole process again for them. We're inching away at this wall. These are our last pieces to go up, and the table saw has been working awesome for cuts like this, but a lot of the stuff around the window has been pretty difficult. For Eric, he has to do multiple cuts to get, you know, it to notch around each window. There was one particular board that we had to do it 4 times to actually get it right. And you may have noticed that we don't have any trim around these because there's really no room for it. I think it looks pretty cool, and Eric's been cutting everything just like super clean and tight, so he's gonna come along and run some caulking around the windows, but we're not gonna be running any caulking where the trim meets the wood, so we have to make sure we have a nice edge there.
So far, that one on the end's the thinnest.
Even thinner than this one?
This one's thicker. Big step here. We're going to connect both sides of the seed room together on the top of the roof. One side is we're going to notch it at 2 1/8 of an inch. The other side we're going to do 2 1/4. So we're going to do a thicker board on one side and a thinner board on the other, and hopefully they meet in the middle and they're lined up straight. Okay, let's. So this side over here we need a thicker board.
Yeah, left is thick. Tape that piece, maybe. Finally getting a chance to process this cabbage for our sauerkraut. This time around, I'm actually trying to soak the vegetables just a little bit in some salt water. I always usually give everything a really good like cleaning with water. We're gonna drain all of the water in here, mash the cabbage until we actually pull liquid from the cabbage itself. It creates its own brine. I think all of this is gonna fit in one 5-gallon bucket. And a little follow-up on the kimchi that we made. It took maybe 5 days or so in our cabin that's close to room temperature to ferment, and then we transferred it to the fermentation crocks and got them down into the crawl space, and it's absolutely delicious. We ate it yesterday on dinner, and our crawl space is sitting at 60 degrees. I want it to cool down a little bit more than that, but right now it seems like that's doing an okay job for slowing down the fermentation. This started full and now it's down to there. Whew. where the powder is falling, but how do those sticks fall? They just go vertical?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a ladybug in there.
Oh. So grab them here if you can see them. Get them out of
Can you smell this? I
Nice
probably
one.
shouldn't
Here.
have mixed it. No. Touch this. That's
Touch it.
marjoram. No, I mean like kind of break it up with your hands and smell it. Marjoram. Did you find the jig?
No, I didn't. I'm just gonna cut it. 77.5. It is 17 inches wide. So that's that. How can we get this in?
Oh yeah, you got yours too.
I gotta go my way too. There it goes.
That's a complex procedure. Oh, I'm almost there. Are you almost there too?
I'm in. If you can go up on your side.
I can.
I think you're safe.
Yeah, so you got some room to spare on the edges, huh?
Okay, hold her tight.
I got her tight. See the dark line? See the dark line?
Where's the better? I always thought it was pretty strange when we first moved to Alaska. You'd drive around, you'd see all these people's houses, and they never put any siding up. It was just house wrap, and now I understand why. Siding is not the funnest thing to do, and it's always like the last thing at the project to get accomplished. This was a pretty difficult project for us, but it's done. That last one in, the one before that cut my hand, and then that one was hard to get in, but it's done. We don't have to do it again, and Arielle has basically put a third layer of the stain on almost all of this backside of the shop, so we shouldn't have to stain it for a long time. She's just got to do these couple here, 6 layers, and then we're done for the evening. But there's still work to be done out here. A lot of cleanup. We got to put that in.
Do you want to just do that now while we're up here? Or no? Tomorrow?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm done for the evening.
You're done?
I'm making armadillo eggs.
Okay, let's do it. So right there is the board that we didn't stain.
Hopefully that's the last time we ever have to mess with that thing.
Oh,
Hold on, hold this one.
it's blowing all these shavings over.
That's how all those shavings got in the shop.
We should have them drop quite a bit back here, hun, because we're gonna need to like. Last time, hun.
This time.
Do you want a little more on the top? I can get you a little more on the top. Probably go with this one if you want.
There you go.
It works.
Move that rock.
Beautiful that is. We are finally taking the opportunity to insulate our slab for the seed room. We knew we didn't get it done last year and we needed to do it this year. So we've decided on 4 inches is the first foam that we're shoving up against there. And there's just this little rough edge. And we're gonna put another, I think we're doing 9 inches. And this is 2-inch foam board. We're gonna come back along and paint the edge. Just recently, we did that for the 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐻𝐿 hut with some elastomeric roofing paint. Super thick stuff. I wish we would have done it sooner, but we're gonna have that on the raw edge. The seed room was already super efficient in the winter months, but we pretty much had the whole slab exposed to the outdoor elements. So I think this should make a big difference. Above the ledge so it can sit on there too. No,
We did?
this one overlaps because it was only going to give you 20.
Gotcha.
too on there.
That's good.
Okay, try some.
Oh, it's good.
It looks like potatoes, but it's oh, potatoes would have been good in there. It looks like potatoes are relish is all I was gonna say. I'm gonna put mine over here because I'm just like really hungry.
You could have put a jalapeno in there.
Maybe we're gonna try out. Super exciting. We got a bunch of gravel delivered today, specifically 50 yards, cubic yards. I actually was thinking about getting like a bumper sticker that says I heart gravel. I get really excited about gravel now when we call it in and we've got the trucks coming. There's something about being maybe an adult now that I really appreciate it, or just living here in Alaska. So it's really rewarding to have this part of the shop graveled. You know, half of it's completely graveled. We've covered up the foam. The exterior is done. Yeah, there's still more work to do on the other side. We call that our junkyard, and there's some interior work to do as well.
Yep, we were just actually looking at the other side, and the shop, the way it's designed or the way we built it is it sits above grade a little bit right now because we kind of had to excavate a bunch of dirt to get down to a nice solid surface to put the slab down, and that's just sitting out there in the elements. So if you think about it, our in-floor heat is working and it's just got 2 inches of foam. That's over on that side. This side, yeah, it's all gravel. We have like 10 inches thick, so it's like below grade now. We're hoping there might be a little bit of a difference in the heating. I am going to move some stuff around over there. I'm going to be able to get the tractor in and get a little more gravel put on the other side of the seed room, so that'll be completely finished.
We've pretty much brought the whole area back to grade, and I mean the shop actually sits, the slab sits slightly above grade, so now it's just like
Seamless.
perfect. We started this 2 years ago.
Everything turned out honestly beyond my expectations as far as this back wall over here behind the utility room with the vents coming out, the exhaust, you know, just all the holes we had to punch in there. Yesterday we put the Toyo back in, or the exhaust slash intake for that, and then we ran all of the fuel lines for the generator and the Toyo. We decided to put those through one hole, little silver gasket on there. Everything looks really good, but it's pretty much done. It's a really good feeling. The only thing we are going to do is finish the utility room on the inside of the shop. We're going to do some siding and some soundproofing, but we're going to do that in the winter. That's should be a pretty easy project.
Compared to this, yeah. Another thing that's done is our beaver pelt. So we got that strung up with the help of Eric. It looks absolutely beautiful, and we're going to be hanging it up in the cabin. The gnat, I don't understand where these bugs are coming from. They're attracted to the heat.
Looks good with that extra coating of stain you put, huh?
Sincerely, I thought the shop and the site, the seed room were good, but I think the gravel was even better.
No more house rat.
The house rope was a look. Now it's not a look anymore. And maybe down, counterclockwise.